Okay, let's move on towards our first step, which is we want to animate this car from the left of the screen and move towards the right end of the screen. So for that, just let's go turn off the tree and BG and this as well, so it's easier for us to animate. This is our car. You can select the car by selecting these layers, and let's say this is the timeline and you want to move the position of the car. Okay, let's bring our car to the left side of the screen, but you want to keep it horizontal, straight lines. So click on the car, press shift and move it back, so it's out of the screen. So the car is basically out of the screen. Control Z on your keyboard, it goes back. So press P, now you got to come back here and press car again and then press P. When you press P, it will reveal the position keys. These are the keys. It tells you where the position of the car, it's like right X and Y, so this is where it's standing right now. So if you go and move it, these numbers here, they change. Right, let's go and Control Z. Okay, let's go and Control Z. The car comes back to normal state, Right, now let's go and move this car out of the screen towards the left side. Select it, press. By the way, this is the move tool, selection tool, We'll come to these tools later. Let's go and select the first one. This is the move tool, and press the car, click, and arrow changes, then shift and bring it out of the screen. Well, now the position is -150 and 308. You can also manually change it. Press here and just put any number, it'll come back, or you can also drag it like this to change the position. We'll go back to our original position. Control Z. So here it is, and let's put a keyframe here. Basically at frame 0, this is frame 0. You can see here the timeline changes. This is like 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds. So bring it back here, it is 0 seconds. If you want to see it by frame as well, then you just press Control on your keyboard and click here, and this is now frames. It's telling you frames instead of seconds. Now we'll go back to Control and press again and press again. This is like seconds, So frame 0, you want our car to be outside of the screen, left hand side. So click here in this section. This is a stopwatch, so click here. Now this is the keyframe here. So at frame 0, you've put a keyframe for this car. From here you can drag the current time indicator, and so frame at 0 or 0 seconds. Okay, and let's say bring it here to 8 seconds, roughly, 8 seconds or 7 or something like this. So it's 8 seconds. So at 8 seconds we want our car to move across to the other side of the screen. So again, let's click our car here. It is already selected, and press shift and move it across. Right, so now the car is basically moving out of the screen. The tires are still here. We'll do something about it in a second. Now if you move it, you see the car moving, being animated from left hand side of the screen towards the right hand side of the screen. This is basically preview section. If you want to preview this, you can preview this car in real time. This is where you click RAM preview. If you click here, you'll see that the car is moving real time, right now. So this is how it's going to move. You can stop it by again clicking here, and these are other things, tools. Just play around with them. This one is like next frame by frame, and go back here, then play. So there's another panel here. Now the tires are left there. Now basically we want our tires to move with this car as well. Now there are two ways of doing it. One is animate them with the car in a similar way, like this. where you just animate it, put a position key and then bring it back, something like that, but it's a lengthy procedure. We'll do a shortcut, which is we'll attach these tires to this to this car. So wherever this car goes, the tires will go as well. So but for that, we first have to attach the tires to the car. So let's go and delete these keys that we have created and bring our car back to the position of the tires, where the tires were. And so this is how you can change the view size. From here you can also change it, 100, 200, by pixelate. So here you can change the resolution full, so it's for preview purposes, quarter, third. If you do it full, then it will take a bit longer to see the preview. So let's go and keep it 50, and or you can also resize it with middle mouse scroll button, move it up and down, So now select the car and adjust it to the tires. For that, you just press arrow keys on your keyboard, press the left one, it will go back, press the right one, it will go up or down. With the arrow keys you can control the position. Now what we'll do is you want to animate this car again the same way, but this time you want to attach the tires. So go to front wheel, and this is pick whip. Basically you just attach this car with the help of this pick whip. It's not showing them. The menu could be different, so these are toggle switches. This is how it is, so don't worry about this. The menu can be changed from here. So if your menu looks different, then click here so that it'll be similar to mine. Right, so this is the pick whip. We just click here and drag it, the string appears, and put it on the car. Now it's saying that this front wheel is attached to layer number 4, which is car. Similarly, rear view, pick whip and bring it on top of the car. Now the car is, both the wheels are attached to the cars. Now if you move the car, it'll go back, the tires will go with it, so Control Z. Right, now we'll do the same thing, press here and move it, with shift key, so it snaps and moves exactly horizontally. Frame 0 again, press P, and also you can open this arrow key, and from here you can see the whole menu. If you want to go to position, press P on your keyboard, and here we are. Put a keyframe here at frame 0 and go to 8 seconds, and let's press here again, select our car, press shift on your keyboard and move it to the other side of the screen. Now let's go and see how it goes. So here, this is our car, moving from left hand side of the screen to the right hand side of the screen. One problem is the tires aren't rotating. Right, we've got a solution for that as well. Let's close this. Front wheel, you want to rotate the wheels. So for that, press R on your keyboard. R means rotation, P means position, R, shortcut. So here, if you move it, drag it, the tire moves. Right, so the rotation is, let's say if you drag it towards the right, it keeps on rotating. But you haven't got any key, applied any key, so it won't rotate until you apply keys. Put it back to 0 here. So we go back to frame 0 or 0 seconds and put a keyframe here for rotation, and then we go to 8 seconds and match it with the position of the car key. Okay, car, select car in position P. So okay, 0 second, and we are here at 8 seconds, where the car stops and goes to the other side of the screen. So here, let's say we put the rotation, to 3 here. Let's put 3. So automatically put a keyframe here. And now if you render, you'll see that the tire is moving. You can increase the speed of the tire. Let's say if you increase it 10, we'll see what happens. It's very fast, so you don't need that fast. So 3 is fine. Now 10 is here, at 8 seconds, but if you put like 3 here, you create another keyframe. So beware that if you want to change a keyframe, then you just go on top of that keyframe and then change the numbers. So you can also snap to the keys here by shift on your keyboard and move the timeline. It snaps to the key. So now we know that this is the keyframe. At keyframe the rotation is 10, but we want to make it 3, right? And so we got 2 keyframes. Frame 0 is 0, and frame 8 is 3. Let's go and do it with rear wheel, but you don't want to go through the whole process again. So what you need to do is just click on rotation, the highlight key. It highlights the keyframes. Control C on your keyboard, or edit, copy, and go to rear wheel and edit, paste, or Control V on your keyboard. And now if you want to see if the keys are there or not, for that you press U on your keyboard. U reveals the keys applied to the layer. So the keys are now applied, so just copy paste it, the rotation keys of front wheel to the rotation keys of rear wheel. So I hope you guys are following me. It's a very simple method. Basically we moved our car from left hand. First thing we did was to move the car from left to right of the screen, but before that we attached the front and rear wheel to the car, and we animated the position of the car from 0 seconds to 8 seconds, and then we go and press rotation R on your keyboard, and then we created keys for the front wheel, and then we just copy pasted those keys to rotation. 3 steps basically. This is what we've done so far, and we close this. Right, now let's bring our background, and now let's go and play it. So now you can see that it syncs with the background. Now let's turn on the tree as well. The tree is basically in front of the car. For example, if the tree is behind the car, then you bring this layer, select it, and put it under the car, so it's behind the car, but it looks odd. And I'm just telling you, that's how you can play around, with the layers as well. So we've put it on top, so that it's in front of the car. This gives a bit of a realistic look into the whole project. So now that we have animated the car, which was quite easy. I hope you guys are following me and understanding what is going on, and also you have learned a bit of tools as well. The only tool that we have used so far is selection tool. With the help of that, we just selected our elements and moved them. So far so good.